Hey, hey. Who used to say this? Dave Landau? Oh no,
What?
Gino. This is Gino's. Hey, hey. Oh
Yeah,
my
and he
god.
stole it from Krusty the Clown.
Wow, I turned into Krusty the Clown / Gino. Okay.
Hmm.
Erock, I missed you. How are you?
Good. Sorry, I was watching Garrett and Steve. How are you?
Oh, you were busy watching the show that actually matters.
None of this actually matters.
You
Everybody
know?
is on the same level with all of this
Say
stuff.
not really. Some are up there. I mean, you are pretty much up there. You had like the coolest experience / last Sunday / you brought back all the
Oh,
memories.
oh yeah, yeah. It
How
was a
about
lot of
that?
fun. It was a
Jesus.
lot of fun. It was great. It was a great time to be up there, to be a part of it, and it was mostly there to observe. I wasn't really looking to be on the show,
Mhm.
and it was all about just seeing Jimmy and Anthony back together, doing something together. So
Which was wild. All of it was such a surreal experience, like them being back on the radio, you being there, you were chiming in, you were like chatting through the 3 hours, and I really enjoyed it. It felt like the good old days. It was, I don't know, when they went to like a commercial break, I would like get excited. This is like the old O&A days, like the same
yeah,
feeling, the same sentiment. So it must have been even wilder for you to be there in person.
yeah, that was, I think, like the first time I was back on terrestrial since 2009.
Yes, it's K-Rock, right?
I might have done a few other friends shows and stuff that I'm forgetting. Apologies,
Mhm.
but as far as anything like for myself, yeah, since we left CBS and K Rock and all that, we've done. I mean, we were ahead of everybody else. We were doing satellite before everybody. We were doing podcasting before everybody. We're doing
Yep.
streaming, live
Mhm.
streaming before everybody. So going back a couple of steps to being back on terrestrial radio was a lot of fun. You forget how much fun it is having to work around restrictions and just people calling from all around the country that either know you or don't know you is a lot of fun.
I love new Anthony's callers. Women are older than me, which is amazing because everywhere I go, I feel the oldest. So they are like all in their 60s and they're cool and they're like such big fans. They're like, I just discovered you and this is amazing. This, like, they're really either just discovering him or rediscovering the whole experience. And they're like real fans. So I don't know. I loved it.
A lot of
I
the
love.
people that are fans of the station that he's on and now all the affiliates from syndication,
Mhm, mhm.
they are not used to a show that like Anthony does or that we used to do or any of those things. They're not used to all that. These stations are meant for political talk, local talk, and like-minded uh, ideals on policies and the way the country is run and what have you. And then to come on there and they're just shitting on each other for 3 hours and not really getting into a whole hell of a lot of topics, is something totally different to those people. So it reminded me of the old days where we would go on to a new affiliate and the people who were fans of that station before they flipped and brought us on would yell and complain saying, get these guys off of there, start playing, bring back the music, bring back whatever. And you go, no, you weren't there when the music was there. It didn't do a whole hell of a lot for that station. So you either push out the old audience and the new audience comes in, or they wind up converting. So
Yeah.
I miss those days.
Yeah, those were the days. What I like about Anthony, I mean, he still shares his political opinions on Sundays, of course, and he kind of found the way in the episode with Jimmy to still talk about like topics that are popular and slightly political, and like to share his opinion, but to still keep like the old school talking shit type of hangout as well. So it was like a mix of both in the right way. Just I think like Anthony really knows how to fine tune that stuff, which is great. But I know that you posted. I really missed radio. Like, oh my God, I just realized how much I missed radio. Why do you love radio so much? When did you fall in love with the radio, Erock? I never knew that
I
about
miss
you.
radio because it's not radio as we know it anymore. It's not radio as anybody knows it anymore. So I miss when you had a station that full of people that actually wanted to be there and wanted to work and build things up and make things better, create something, make things entertaining.
Yeah,
Uh,
like compound media.
a lot of the people in radio now are just keeping their heads down and hoping they don't get noticed so they don't get laid off, so that no one's really taking any chances. They're not being creative. Um, yeah, regular radio is just overall is not a fun place to be, one to listen to, or two to be a part of working on the other end. So that's what I miss about radio. I miss personalities, I miss shows, I miss all of that stuff where you could go in and like, oh, I like listening to the afternoon show, I love the evening show, I'm part of the
Mhm.
morning show, any of that stuff that I miss about radio. It's personalities and programming like that. That's what
Mhm.
I got into it when I was a little kid, and it's not anything a kid would ever get into nowadays. Like, they're not listening to it. They wouldn't accidentally find things on the radio anymore. But during that time, that's what you had, and that's what I loved.
Oh, and then OP gave you your big break, so, something good came out of the whole thing.
Like, but
Of that
yes,
friendship. That's crazy. Are you watching any of his YouTube content? Be honest. I'm
uh,
watching everything. I'm
I
so
haven't in a
invested
while,
now.
but I do see clips like when Carl and WATP have it, or when things get tagged online. This is the thing when he says he doesn't watch anything. I understand there's a lot of stuff that's out there that I
Yeah.
actually don't watch or follow, so I don't know a lot of what's going on. But when it involves you, if you're not looking for it or you're not watching it, people still tag you on it on your social media anyway. They'll write something with your handle on there, and you wind up finding out that something's going on. So it's pretty hard to avoid it, but it doesn't mean you have to watch everything, but you have an idea of what's going on. So I'm sure he I think he started to admit recently that
Yeah.
he's been watching some things. Yeah, I watch it if it's on Carl's thing or if it starts being brought up somewhere else, like there's clips online that I get tagged in or whatever, then I see it, but I don't go and watch his show every morning or look for his highlight clips on his YouTube thing.
Yeah, I
But I
like
know enough.
nobody wakes up at the time that he wakes up because he's a psychopath. But like,
Well, I
because
mean,
I'm in
that's
there,
what we did for morning radio. But we don't have to do that. He hasn't done morning radio
exactly.
since 2016. It's almost a decade ago. So why are you still getting up at that time?
I don't know. He looks weird. He is my new like Britney Spears slash Amanda Bynes, like somebody who you're just looking at a person losing their shit.
No,
It's
I'm all
happening in
about the
front of
Britney
you.
Spears. I haven't really followed anything Amanda Bynes, but yeah, I don't care about what he's doing anymore or how he's devolving or what. I know what he is. I know what he's turned into, and you know, it fully confirmed everything after that time I was
Yeah.
on Chrissy's show, and then he's like, "Oh, Erock said I'm not being a human being." Well, the way you acted for about a week and a half, nonstop after that clip came out, proved my point, if not more, showed more people that you've devolved into lunacy. And
Hmm.
that first response when I saw that clip, I go, I'm done. I don't have any pity for him. I don't have any sadness for him. I don't worry about I don't care anymore now. Now I've hit
Hmm.
the point where I'm numb to it, and I just don't. I rather not give a shit about anything he does.
Mm. Enough time has passed, first of all, and then he's just been like not doing well for so long, and now like completely being in shambles because Anthony is doing great. So it's not even interesting. It's almost like you're right. You don't feel anything anymore. I am entertained. I do feel kind of sorry for him because I feel like it's watching somebody with mental illness,
It's not like it
struggling.
is. It's
Yeah,
exactly
it's
that. And
mental illness. You're witnessing it and it's difficult. And the way he talks, I know that it's like this annoying way of like doggy, doggy, and like repeating words. It literally is like listening. It's mental illness. I don't know how else to describe it. It's tough to watch, but I'm at the point as well of like damn, dude, you did this to yourself. There's nothing to add anymore. Like,
Yeah,
there's nothing to say. There's nothing to add. Like, how did you end up here? He had every opportunity to make something after
he
he
did.
was done. He didn't do anything.
Nope,
He
he
didn't.
didn't.
It's but you when you worked with him, did you used to really like resent him? What was the main feeling regarding him? Was it like was there any because he was like the last one to sign the contract. He was like a shitty person in general. Was it like resentment or I'm not gonna say hatred, but what was the
No,
main
like
feeling that
it
you
was around
had?
2016. It was just disappointment and then aggravation against him for all his stalling tactics. He took off for a month, and then the company didn't know what they were going to do, if they were even going to continue with it.
I
Like he took
remember
off a
that.
month before the final month of our contract. So that's not the right time to be fucking around and doing stuff. So I kind of lost a lot of respect for him. And then I just, after his last show and him yelling and just being a dick, and you're just like, fuck him, who needs this?
Mm.
And then since that point, it's been, I never reached out to him. I've had people reach out to me to reach out to him, or they were trying to be the middle man in between that stuff. And I said, I'll talk to him. You got to convince him to be a person and come talk or whatever. And he never would do it. So
Never. Mm.
I'm not missing out. I don't feel any kind of loss from any of that stuff. I'm done. We've all moved on. I hate saying I don't care, because when people say you don't care, that means you care. But I don't. It whatever.
It doesn't
He'll
matter
do what he
anymore.
does, and he'll be nothing,
Yeah,
and that's it.
that's it. And when was the last time you actually like talked to him or like texted him or just had a communication of like two human beings? Was that such a long time ago? You can't even remember. I can tell by the way you reacted with your like with your face and the eye roll. Like you can't even remember. It was such a long
There
time
was
ago.
one time, I don't know, 2018,
Jeez.
somewhere around there. Um, somebody had written me on Twitter and said, "Hey, Ope said on his show that he was looking to maybe go to New York Comic Con and do some stuff for his show at New York Comic Con." And people know that I do my show there every year from New York Comic Con. So somebody suggested to him, "Oh, you should go and do Erock show or have him on your show, whatever." Tagged me on it. And I wrote back, I said, "That's fine. If he wants to come do my show, great. I'll do his show. Great. If you don't want to do either show and you just want to talk, that's fine too." It was something along those lines.
Okay, fair. Fair response.
Next day, my producer at the time, Trevor, writes me and he goes, "What the fuck happened with Opie? What?" He goes, "He's going off on you on Twitter." All right. So I go and look, and he's screaming and yelling that I'm using this as a publicity stunt or something to draw attention and whatever. He has my number. If he wants to contact me, he can contact me. I wasn't looking to contact you. Somebody that watched your show tagged me, said, "You said something on your show. You're going to be in the same spot that I'm at every year." So suggested that we do stuff together. And I wrote back to that person saying, "I'm fine with it. And if he doesn't want to, that's fine too." And he went off saying, "He has my phone number. You can write me and you don't I'm not doing this shit on Twitter." Okay, asshole. I wrote him and I wrote back to him like, "First off, somebody that watches you wrote this online to me." That's what I respond. Like, I laid it all out, and he just gave me this shit answer back. He's like, "I'm not doing it." He's like, "You're just doing it for attention, and I'm not doing this on Twitter. You had my number. You could have written me." Fuck off.
There's always this like you had my number. You should have known. And then
It's
he
always
never tells
somebody
you,
else's fault, right? So
but you
that, I
never get
think
to
that was
find
the last
out.
time
Yeah.
I ever directly interacted with him, and that was through a text. I've never written him since. I've had one or two texts from him over the years when he was inquiring about archives and stuff. I've never responded to any of the texts. Like, I see if anything popped up him, I just delete. I didn't even bother.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was like 2018, fall of
Wow.
2018 was the last time I had any kind of actual interaction with him.
It's been
The
a
rest has
minute.
just been back and forth online. I said my piece, and I really have no desire to continue talking with him because how is it going to be entertaining for anybody to keep it going back and forth? They're egging him on. He's losing his mind. I'm
Yeah.
coming back with, a real response to him about what a dick he's being. And then it's just like that can't keep going. That's not fun for anybody involved or to even watch from an entertainment standpoint. So after
Yeah.
I said my thing on Carl's show after that, and that was it. I was done. I haven't brought him up ever again.
Yeah. I feel like everything is collapsing on him. Like the
That's his
year.
own doing. That's not my
Yeah.
problem. It's not
Yeah.
anybody else's problem.
Nobody else's. But again, we are witnessing somebody completely losing it and daily live streaming it. It is, I'm telling you, he's giving me Britney vibes, like completely detached from reality in his own
Thank you for
universe.
saying vibes, by the way, after that, even though I hate that term and that word, but
There's no other way of
no,
describing it. I don't like that term either. It's overused for sure.
there's people who said, "Oh, it's giving such and such," and then never finish the statement. Like they'll say it's a lady's walking around with some like elegant umbrella. Oh, it's giving Mary Poppins, and that's what they post. And you go, Mary Poppins, what? Like finish the fucking sentence. I know
It's
what
a
the
new
sentence is. You're
saying.
like,
It's a new saying though. It's
no,
what
it's fucking,
it's stupid, but it's what kids use. What
it's
kids
retarded
use
people.
giving.
It's
Yes,
retarded, dumb people who say, "Oh, that's just slang." No,
it's
it's like you
giving.
sound stupider. You find new ways to sound like you're idiots. I understand every generation has their slang. I'm not knocking like old man, telling you how the world works. It's just, do you realize you come across dumb? You can have slang if it's used the right way and the correct thing. A lot of people don't use it the right way. They just hear one thing online or on an app or something, and they run around and they act like they've been saying it all their lives. That's what I
Erock, your
hate.
mood is giving angry. It's giving. It's giving. What's
Yeah,
going on?
that shit. It's me
Yeah.
hitting disconnect talking to people like
For
that.
s- yeah, for some reason that thing took off. And what was the thing that used to, and it still aggravates me. I'll remember it. No cap. What was that always a thing? Is that a new thing? I don't even know what it
Uh,
means. I don't
it's dumb
understand it.
too. It's something. It's been around for a few years, but they usually say period, end statement, end whenever like that. Like they're giving out an official press release. All they're doing is the oldie time days of when you'd have like a telegram
Okay.
that you would send across the country or send across a wire
I
to
remember. I
other
was a
countries.
young girl when that
Like,
happened.
hello, stop. How are you doing? Stop. I can't wait to see you soon. Stop. I'll be there in 2 weeks. Stop. Sincerely, Gerald. Stop. Like that's how they're saying shit now. And you go, you went back a century to sound dumb when that was
Yeah.
just a means of communication. This is something you're purposely putting out there to think that you're cool and you're not. I got a feature coming up on my show this week.
Tell
I
me.
found a bunch of clips of this new hybrid slang accent that is emerging out of Toronto, and
Okay.
it sounds like people who were mentally challenged then got hit in head with a bat and then suffered brain damage from it.
Oh, just
So
like
it's
my
like
ex. It
it's terrible.
I might have actually heard about this thing, and it's like the new street Toronto.
Yeah.
I I
There's different versions of it and they
I've
all
seen this.
sound horrible.
I thought it was a skit though. I thought that
No.
people were joking. This is really
No.
happening. This is how people speak
I don't know
while
if one
living
of
their
because
lives.
the one that started it off, at least that I found, was some kind of influencer thing, was in a mall, I guess, and started talking to three girls, and
Mhm.
they all were saying like ridiculous stuff. And then there was a some other girl on a different podcast that looked kind of trampish, kind of hoish, if you will. And the
Mhm.
way she was talking was worse than how those three younger girls were talking. And then it led me to one other video where there's other people that were just caught in the street fighting, arguing, talking like that. And I said, "Oh my God, is this really a thing? How terrible everybody thinks they need to sound in order to sound cool, like they're elite, like they're with it." And you just sit there and you go, "I get slang. I do. Doesn't mean it's not stupid. but it's also the presentation, the way you present yourself, the way you act while saying it, as if this has been around since the beginning of time. This is how humans speak. No, it's not.
Hmm.
This is something that just came out of nowhere that you think is cool, that you are trying to make your identity. And that drives me nuts when people
Yeah.
try to l- um, leech onto some new trend or some new thing that the internet discovered. That's another thing too. When there's a lot of TikTok videos where younger people are um talking about, and they're breaking down something simple,
Hmm.
and they're talking to you like nobody else in the history of the world ever knew this was a thing, and they're
Hmm.
talking to you about it, and you go, yeah, no shit, you could just search this up easy, it's been around forever.
I am so glad that I am my age and that none of the trends interest me.
Right.
I think if I was younger, especially in high school or like college, like I would be doing all of the dances. I would be picking up, hey, hey, old white goat. I would be picking up all of the accents. I would be struggling. Let's be realistic. I'm struggling with English in general, but I would be like trying to stay hip and to do all of those things. And now I can just make fun of everybody whilst watching at all of that unfold in
Yeah.
my reels. I just have no interest in participating in anything. And I see like I in my circle I have some people in their 20s. They tend to gravitate towards different trends they find online, even accents and songs. And I can tell by the way they're talking, they're not talking like us. They're talking in the Instagram talk,
Oh, okay.
in like the no cap vibe type of
Yeah.
thing. And I get easily lost in it and simply I'm not enjoying it. Luby and India guy sitting in the tree. Oh yes. Oh, how I miss
The
my
guy
India.
that that reports on Garrett and Steve from over in India, that dude.
I assume so.
Okay.
Everything that's India related is always Steve, myself, and Dump somehow. It's always that whole full circle. And I see India, I see Luby, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. It's always like the right move for us. And
Yeah.
before I move on to another topic, I do want to ask you something.
Mhm.
How was it to how was the energy between Anthony and Jimmy now versus how you remember everything? It's the same, right?
Um, yeah, well, Jim was kind of sick, so when he came in,
I
he
yeah,
was
the voice looked different. Sounded
what it
different.
was,
Sorry. Yeah.
but yeah, it's always been like that. It's not like this is the first time they ever got back together
I
since, the
know.
show.
I know.
But they sat down, the energy was fun, but it was a little different because they were being mindful of having to watch what they say
Okay.
because they're back on terrestrial broadcasting. But, other than that, they were just sitting there. There was no real prep or notes or anything. They were just going back and forth, volleying, quip after quip, and it was like they've been doing it forever, and
Yeah.
that's fantastic when you can just sit back down again and talk, and it's like you didn't miss a beat. It's
Yep.
like, yeah, hire these people because there's
Yep.
people out there who've been talking for a long time and can't figure out the concept of communicating properly or doing a show or planning anything out that would be entertaining. Not for the shit that everybody here does on YouTube or Rumble or any of those places, but like when you're being paid for a media outlet, you have to step things up. And for them to walk in and go, all right, let's just turn it on and we'll see. I have a couple of notes. We'll see where this goes. That's something you can't really teach anybody. That's just
Yep.
something you develop and you learn and have it. And for them to sit back down and sitting there too, it was like nothing. It was just fun to be in the room to watch them go at it again.
Damn, I would have given everything just to be there for 5 minutes. I mean, I've seen them do Chip. I've seen them do I've seen Jimmy being Anthony's guest at a compound. Again, it's same old Anthony Jimmy, nothing has changed. But I don't know, for me as a listener, for somebody who used to listen to Opie and Anthony and then worked at Compound and now is listening to this, it felt like a full circle. I was excited as if it was 2011 and I have discovered a show for the first time. So it's just, I don't know, it was really special. And I am so jealous of you for being there. I was so
I
jealous
don't
the whole
for what?
time.
It was a
I
show I
hated
used to work
you.
on. That's all it was.
Doesn't matter. I wanted to like be the fly on the wall. Whatever. It was awesome to have
Maybe
you
next
there as
time
well.
when he comes up there, you ask him, see if he'll let you come up.
It's still too early to impose myself. You are Erock, like
Too early.
you
You've worked for the guy for how many years? 4 years?
7,
7? Something along
6,
those lines?
7. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's been a minute, but
You could
still, like,
ask him next time.
yeah. But yeah, Old White Goat said Erock added some nice details. It was just good to have you there, just to know that you're there to chime in, for them to like crack a couple of jokes. It really felt like the old days. It was magical. It was awesome. I think I listened to it 2.5, almost 3 times.
That's nuts. I I haven't listened to it since I was there for it. I haven't gone back to listen to it, but
I
I
felt
did
like
see
I
all the
fell
feedback.
asleep. I fell asleep the first time when I was listening because I was tired, so I kinda dozed off. I was listening in my bed, so I was like, "Okay, let me let me start again." And then I felt like I missed the last part the second time I was listening, so I had to re-listen that part as well. So I'm a lunatic. That's fine. That's great. I Iraq is so sleepy.
I've had a long day. My
Oh,
kid's off for spring break, so it's 24 hours of just
dude, we're gonna
being dad.
really, really wrap up in like 10
No,
minutes.
no,
I
no, it's not a matter
no,
of we gotta wrap this up soon. It's just it's been a day because 'cause I've been up
I
since,
know,
like,
but
8 o'clock, and
I want you to
it's
rest.
no,
Having a
it's fine. I'm fine.
having a kid all day, that's a lot, dude. That's
It is.
crazy. That's crazy. So would you one day be proud of your daughter if she went to space with an all-female crew? How would you feel about that?
Uh,
For the whole 11 minutes, Iraq.
we, well, I'll be covering that on my show this week too, but it's, I'd be proud of her to go. I'd be envious that she went, but I would be realistic and go, this wasn't a job. This wasn't a um an historical feat, if you will.
Mhm.
The feat was that this technology can bring you up there, survive, and bring you back, survive.
Yes, in a giant
So
penis.
right.
Yes.
So well, that's old news too. I've been seeing that on like Instagram and TikTok, and they're like, it's like the irony setting all these women up in a phallic shape. It's like those rockets have been going off for about 6 years or something like that, and every time one of those stupid rockets go off, everyone's made the same joke. But
Because
now
it's
because
funny every time.
it's
It's
not,
to
I
me,
know,
it is.
and for
It
it's like,
literally
well, an
looks like a
all-female crew
dildo.
went up there in a giant penis. Isn't that funny? No, it's not. It never was. Stop saying it. That's the highlight of this thing. It was a ride. It was an opportunity. That's
Okay.
what it was. It was not historic. It was not.
It was a fashion
Well, I guess
opportunity.
it's kind of historic because they're a rare group of people who've actually gotten to be in space, somewhat space, low orbit, you know.
Yeah.
But past that point, it wasn't like when you had, you know, like Apollo missions and the space shuttle going up into space and doing these things. Even now, what SpaceX is doing is far superior to what Blue Origin is doing.
Mhm.
Um, I'm envious they got to go up there. I would love to go up there, but
You
up past
would?
that point, yeah, I'd go up to space. I'd love
You
to,
you're like, "What is wrong with you? Why would you wanna do that?" I
because
like
I
this
would want to go and experience it.
I mean, I respect that, but I just have so much anxiety getting on a plane and just an idea to
It's not
go
meant
into
for everybody.
it's not. That's the right way to say it. It's
It's
just
not.
not.
I would love to go up there. I would love to go and for them wasting their
Would you sing "What a Wonderful World" as soon
no.
as you
I'd be
wouldn't?
yelling at anybody else to unless it's like no, there's really no reason to sing anything.
Katie was singing.
Yeah, because she's annoying. She had to make it all about herself in a lot of these instances, like they all had to make it all about themselves for this thing. She's promoting an album track listing
Of
or
course.
whatever she was doing on a butterfly that was so small you can't read it on that
You
camera.
couldn't read
You're
shit.
holding a flower, her performance of kissing the ground when
Yeah.
she came home. Like,
Flower is the only part that I understand because it was a Daisy and that's her daughter's name. So that was cute. Like, "Daisy's with
okay,
me."
fair point. If
That was
that's what it
cute.
was, if you were
But
doing that
kissing the
for your
ground?
kid, All right, then that for that thing, I'll commend her for it. Like
Yeah,
I
that
would
was
do
sweet.
that for my kid too.
Yeah.
Um, Everything else was dumb. Kissing the ground when you came out was stupid because the guys from all the Apollo missions, when they got landed in the ocean and they were brought uh to the ships, they're not kissing the hull of the ship. They're not kissing the ground when they got home. The two astronauts that were stuck up there for what, 8-9 months when they weren't supposed to be, when they came home, they got pulled out of the capsule and everything. They would have a right, and right,
Yes.
so they would have the
They should
right
have
to kiss the
groped.
ground
They should
and
have
be like,
groped the ground, which
dry
is what
hump
I would
the
have
earth.
done.
Go ahead, name that your episode too. Dry hump the earth. But just
I
come out
would.
there and they're like grasping or they're feeling the ground or whatever to be. That makes all the sense in the
Yeah.
world. Yes, they should be doing it. You went up for a 10-minute carnival ride and came back down, and then that's what you think. It's like, oh, thank God I'm back. Whatever.
To me, the funniest part of all was when they were coming back, and there's like a few moments of like a free fall before the parachute opens. How loud were they all screaming? I thought it was fake. It's a real video. They were screaming like maniacs.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
No, I'll have to find that because that's
I'm
just the
sending
same
you that
thing
one.
as
I
when they
wish I
do
had it. It's
when
like
you see all
literally
those
10 women.
when you see those carnival rides of when the women start screaming in that slingshot thing where it shoots them up
Yes.
and they're bouncing up and down,
Yeah.
or that thing that brings you up and then snaps and then it's a free fall down
Yep.
and then stops you 20 feet before you hit the ground.
Yep.
That's where you people should be screaming. So if they're screaming on the way down, I probably would as well. If you're in a free fall coming through the atmosphere where you're seeing flames coming around the side of your capsule and you're just going down, you can see part of the earth or the ocean as you're coming down at an alarming rate and you don't feel any kind of resistance to slow you down. I think anybody would scream at that point, but it's funny to see them do
It's
it. I
just
would like to see it.
it was funny. I wish I had a video, but they were like literally screaming at the same time and you could hear it. But I probably would have screamed as well because I scream when the plane is like hitting a bump. So I'm not very I'm not a good example.
Oh, you're
But
a lot of fun to travel with.
oh, I take benzos. I brag about it. Now I'm a benzo looby and I'm free falling with no problems. But I feel like they were prepared. They tell you there will be 30 seconds of a free fall. Uh, it wasn't that long. Like you were anticipating that part of it. And
Right.
for all of them to scream out of their minds, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. I will send you the video. You must share it on your podcast because it's that good. I can't
Yeah,
believe I
please do.
didn't.
I'd love to do it for the iHeart show. That'd be fun.
Really, really funny. It's really funny. But Gail was our lovely Gail and Oprah, who was waving her goodbye, and it was just the whole drama and Kardashians showing up. But she is now upset because the backlash is coming their way.
Yeah, it's
And
like you
I'm
wouldn't
like,
do this for when men were going up there. No, because they know that it's a ride. You paid millions of dollars for an elite privileged thing that the
yes,
majority of the human population will never experience. You went up there for a ride. You were not going up there in the interests of science, the involvement
mission,
of
any
the
mission.
evolving,
Mhm.
to push forward the evolving of mankind. You're not doing it up there, going up there for a military mission, a science mission, a medical, any of those things that the space program has always been about, right? You
Wow,
went up there
misogyny,
in
misogyny,
essentially
Erock.
in a glider and then came back down, and you were on a ride. You went parasailing is pretty much what it is.
Basically, it was like a upscale Disney ride. It
Yeah.
lasted the same amount of minutes. If it was a little longer, if it was a few hours, if let's say they had a task, I would have given them like some kind of task of like uh take the best photo for like something so you have like a full circle moment. But for them to be in space and float and take selfies and be like, "Oh my god, it just was all it was entitled and annoying. It was annoying. It wasn't inspiring. I feel like they should have had a different approach rather than just girls in space.
If
and
you
like
look, if I was
snapping
up there,
photos.
they have the cameras going, but if I was up there, I had my phone, I would take a photo of space.
Exactly.
I would take a photo of me with space because that's my photo then, right? I get that. But when you're all doing like a girls outing, like a drunk bachelorette party is happening right there, then that is like how and you get upset that no one took you seriously. Yeah, no one took you
Yeah,
seriously.
and Mesh Frequency is upset with you, calling you Iraq, which is hilarious, and criticizing your yawning.
Yeah.
And then
Well, Luby's very boring, so you have to
I
understand.
am. I actually, but then he loves me. So, ha
Who
ha.
doesn't? Who doesn't love the
Man's
Luby?
got taste.
Mhm.
Luby doesn't love Luby. Anyways, Erock, I must. You know I love her. You know I always go back to her, and I must ask questions. Are you following any any of the Meghan Markle drama, or
No.
any of Prince Harry or Meghan Markle? Are you listening to her podcast?
No.
Would
I
you
don't
ever? And
I
why not?
because I
What's
don't
wrong with you?
care. I have
What-
no interest in her. The only time I ever see anything about her is if it shows up on the regular news that they're being excommunicated again, or somebody's shitting on her and she's fighting back because she demands respect for being a princess or something like that. That's the only time I ever see anything about her.
Yeah,
I don't follow anything. They were doing something for Netflix and then that fell apart, and or they
n-
put some other
yeah.
documentary or
Everything,
special
everything
out.
they touch, everything they touch kind of falls apart. They're not good with following through with anything. I like literally know everything about everything. I can tell you when and what fell apart because there's so much.
Right.
But do you think that this is creepy? I know you don't know a lot about it, but okay. When they left, when Harry and Meghan left, they left on bad terms with William and Catherine. And there was always tension between Meghan and Catherine. There's always like this, like, who's going to dominate, you know?
Uh-huh.
And Meghan always wanted to be number one, but Catherine is number one because she's the future queen. So there was a little bit of jealousy and
Right.
cattiness and all of that stuff. It's been years since they left. No communication with anyone. It's just everything is on bad terms. But Megan just launched like her website with her clothes and stuff. It's not her designs. She like an influencer. She will recommend you brands and stuff for you to buy. So hear me out.
So she's a
Sh-
spokesperson.
She's a spokesperson slash
Okay.
influencer, just like classic
That's not an
influencer shit.
influencer. An
No, no,
influencer is saying, I like these products, I wear these products, whatever, and then because you like that stuff, you get a deal with that company to.
that's what she's doing.
You said that she. Okay. The
She
way you made it sound like she was just paid to advertise for clothing that she doesn't wear or have anything to do
So
with.
influencers have this thing. This is how they make money, and you can see it on the website. I don't know how it's said. She wants to be a product. Yeah, yeah. She wants to be a billionaire. So a lot of influencers that I follow, like let's say for makeup, in the
Uh-huh.
link below, they add every item they have used for that video, and then you can purchase it, and they get a few dollars from your
Yeah, yeah.
purchase with a code.
Yeah, I get
With your
those.
code. I
Yeah,
don't know what
those are called affiliate links.
affiliate links, Jesus Christ. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And
You can do
she
that with your own Amazon account. Like if you found a
exactly,
product
yeah.
that you liked and you set up for the affiliate thing and you're like, "Hey, I like this thing. I use it all the time." And you did a little video and put the link to there. So if anyone bought it, you got a percentage of the sale. That's all it is. That's not
Yeah,
being a paid influencer. But on her case, companies might pay to have her talk about their clothing, their products, what have you.
there are some companies that like she's friends with, and it's all a thing that she's doing now. But some of the products and some of the kids' clothes that she was promoting were Catherine's kids' clothes,
Mhm.
like the dress that her daughter wore for last Easter, the bathrobe that the
The
son.
actual clothes she wore or the company's line of those clothes that she
So
wore?
there's this line in UK that is known that kind of makes stuff that Catherine buys for her kids. Like it's very
Okay, so
royal
she's
friendly.
promoting the same outfits that Catherine's kids are wearing.
Yes,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
and Do you think that's weird? It would be the same thing if Opie was promoting uh for his cats, I'd say, because Anthony has no kids, like specific products that Anthony posted pictures in. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's
well,
it's that weird,
it's kind of weird, but yeah,
isn't
they're
it?
also like legally family, so and there's a different hierarchy and a way to uphold yourself when you're in the royal family.
But
It's not like
they're not on good terms. They're
no,
okay.
I know.
They're
I know they
Opie and
don't talk.
Anthony. There's nothing. There's hatred between them, and for them to post it, not one
It
but
is, yes, I'm
multiple
trying to
items.
answer your question. It is weird to do that. A company will put out advertisements for an outfit like on Oscar night, Grammy night, whatever.
True.
If somebody's wearing a new style Prada dress or Gucci or any of the Louis Vuitton, those kind of things, those companies want those celebrities wearing those things, and then they put out the line. It's like, this is the dress Kim
Yes.
Kardashian wore at the Grammys last year, or this week. It's now available on our website. Companies do that, and that's just how it is. To have your sister-in-law, estranged at this point, sister-in-law, go and advertise all the things that your kids are wearing to sell for her to make money, that is fucked up.
It's just so odd. Like people are left speechless. They're calling her Glenn Close of like boiling bunnies and shit. Like it just, I don't know. Like this lady never like stops being creepy. Like she out creeps herself every time. Also,
She's
speaking about,
trying to be famous at all cost.
and it's very desperate. Luby, please marry Guy Markham. You deserve such a king to compliment your queen essence. Is this something that's going on with Garrett and Steve right now?
I have no idea.
Can I call Steve?
Let me see what they're doing. Hold on.
Are they still on?
They are. He's got the train hat and the whistle. It looks like they're wrapping up.
Hold on.
I don't know what that means. So
Hold on. I
you're
must.
lost.
Okay. Oh, maybe they're.
No, they're still on. They're yapping.
Hey guys, what's up?
You're on Grat and Stev.
And you are on Luby's show, whatever that means. How are you guys? I don't want to interrupt. I'm so sorry to impose myself, but the comments here are kind of saying that I should marry Guy Markham.
Markham?
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Who is that? I missed the episode.
He is our Indian correspondent. He's a man who lives in London.
Okay.
He went to India for a few months, and he came back very smelly with tales of misery and woe, and some nice times.
So when are you guys going to introduce me to this man? What's going on? This is my husband.
He wants to lay pipe for citizenship.
Yeah, that's the thing. We kind of determined that you weren't the right woman because you're not a citizen.
Yes, but I am becoming one, and I'm a green card holder. So technically, if he like stays with me, it might be a little longer, but I can do it.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
Do you like mohawks?
I enjoyed them.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Do you like tattooed heads?
Sure, that can be attractive.
Okay. Do you like beards? Big
Yeah.
Beards?
Beer, like a beverage beer.
No, beard.
Oh,
Beard with a
beard.
D.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Do you like very tall men?
I was gonna say.
Come on,
I
guys.
don't have to ask this one.
Come
I
on.
know the answer. Do you like giant woman?
This is it, guys. I'm sold. It's sold.
Do you like motorcycles?
I enjoy motorcycles.
Oh, he's a motorcycle badass.
Ooh. Okay, so I'm in love.
The naval hotline just went off, and it said, "Keep her on the line and call ICE."
Isn't Erock on your show today?
He must
He
be bored.
is. And like we were talking about like Jimmy and Anthony and Erock being there, and then like of course I had to move the conversation to Meghan Markle, but the whole time we're talking, it's like everybody in comments telling me to marry an India guy, and I'm like, this has to be related to Steve and Garrett somehow.
Well, was it for you? Maybe they were trying to get Erock on board. Because,
Maybe.
He's a citizen.
Oh, your phone's ringing.
It is.
Yeah, I think it would be easier if Erock married a guy, because then he definitely gets citizenship.
And gay marriages tend to like take care of this.
What's up, Eric?
Hi, Erock.
Hey.
Luby's busy talking with Steve, so I have nothing to do on her show, so I thought I'd give you a call.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I can't believe it. She just let you hang out to dry.
Now she's leaving me hanging out to dry.
What the fuck?
What in the holy inception is going on here?
Oh, thank you, Erock.
Thank you, Erock. He was definitely talking to me because my birthday just passed. He wasn't talking to you, Garrett.
I heard from Luby that you went to see Jimmy and Anthony's show.
Oh, I did. It was a lot of fun.
Nice.
He was on it.
I got to sit in there and hang out. It was a good time. Did you were you actually on the show, or you were just hanging out?
No, I was there with them. I mean, I was there to really watch. They let me on to talk with them.
Oh, nice.
My mouth shut. People want to hear
Wow.
that.
I really wish that I had supportive friends. Like that is my goal for 2026. I know it's early, but like
Luby's blabbering on.
if
Yeah,
my
blah,
friends
blah, blah.
if my friends
I'm a
supported me
lady,
on my
you know,
journey on
so
and
hard.
finding a man, which is crucial for but anyways, continue, please, guys.
Erock says he has it on good authority that Guy Markham wants to take you on a picnic.
This is all fabulous. I'm in. But no, I don't want to
Are we
interrupt
done? You
Erock.
agree,
He's
man?
busy, so my bad. I just started talking out of nowhere. Please, Erock,
I think
continue.
I'm just sitting on the other end of a podcast and I'm doing it. Well, we're doing very important stuff over here, Erock. You can understand that. What is the new snack food that's sitting on your table there that you're eating?
Yeah, nothing new. It's just a sample of Wise barbecue potato chips.
A bag of nothing burgers.
Yeah. What's the latest good snack food that you've tried?
Not good, but Harry Potter has a whole lot of snacks out right now with different companies. They're all butterbeer flavored. Is it just like butterscotch? It's like butterscotch and fudge together. So they have butterbeer cookies from Keebler, like the EI fudge kind of things. Yeah. But they're butterbeer. Hershey's Kisses has butterbeer ones. Butter fudge. Butterbeer popcorn.
Sounds very sexual, butter fudge.
It's a new hot flavor, I guess.
Yeah, and Goldfish. Goldfish have a butterbeer flavored goldfish.
Wow. Have you tried the Costco guys, Mr. Feastables?
I have not. I would not really recommend trying anything that they endorse. But, I am not a fan of theirs. I am on Team Costco Ho.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Costco Ho? I'll have to send you. It's a hot Asian girl who goes to Costco and reviews things.
Okay.
And apparently her story goes back even further because she does like OnlyFans and stuff. But she's known for going over to Instagram and fucking a couple of guys to get them to restore her account.
Wow.
Good for her.
Maybe I can go over to Vimeo and fuck one of the guys there. They'll restore our Vimeo account. That's how it works.
Oh, yeah, Luby's.
We're going to go.
All right.
A guy's on the other line. He said he doesn't want to date girls with penises, so I guess this thing's moot.
Oh, shut up. I see now somebody saying, somebody said he's 6'3", just saying. Guys, this is my man. We'll talk later. Sorry for interrupting. I have to go back to Erock. He's been yawning all night anyway, so I have to go entertain him. Love you guys.
Send Guy your phone number.
Look him up on Twitter or Instagram. I am Guy Markham.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
You too, Lube.
So this is a real person who is 6'3", rides a bike, has a mohawk, and wants to marry somebody. Erock? Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, you're
Sorry.
back.
Yeah, I muted it so I could do the phone call with
Of
him.
course.
Yeah, he looks like the axe swinging dwarf from Lord of the Rings. He's a
Okay,
very
hold on.
handsome man. You should totally go for it.
He is very real. Oh, head tat. Wow, head tats. That's usually my type. That's what I go for. It's what I'm known for.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to do bad things to me, but not in a good way.
Bad things that I think you would enjoy.
Like murder?
No. Are you into murder?
Sure.
Well, I'll leave that between you and him. You're both consenting adults.
Hold on. Somebody said he literally asked if Luby was available last night. He's completely familiar with Compound and all things. How cool is this? I can't believe I missed the episode. I was staying at my friend's place, so I'm behind on everything lately. Shit. Well, this is it. This is it, Erock. Are you happy for me?
That you may have found love?
Yeah.
I'm very happy for you.
Aw. My big Indian wedding. It's happening. Ah!
No one would ever go.
You would never come to my big Indian wedding?
If it's in India, no.
No, we would do it here, of course, but Indian themed.
Oh, yeah, if you could. I mean, I'm sure that's some sort of a cultural appropriation, but yeah, go
With
ahead.
some Bollywood dancing. They make hell of a like amazing weddings. Guy had all the Indians saying, Gino is a gay nerd. This guy is cool. I dig this guy.
It's a way to unify the world
Yes,
with making fun of Gino.
absolutely. Irokito, we're gonna wrap it up. You're
Okay.
tired. Let's go. And if it was up to me, I realized when I'm asking you questions about the show that I turn immediately into a person from 17 years ago. I was like, so what did they say? So how was the show? So it was
It's
great.
exactly what it was, but I was entertaining it, so it's
And
okay.
I couldn't help it. As if this man wasn't my boss for years, that I drank with him, that I hung out with him. And, I just couldn't. I relapsed immediately into a fan just because it was so good to have them. And it was so good to have you there. And
Yeah.
Erock, I miss you.
I miss
Like,
you too.
I
I do
really,
check on your show once in a while, even your foreign language one.
you do. And
Yeah.
I have to
I don't know
really,
what they're saying, and even the closed captions are just question marks throughout the whole episode. But
yes.
I do pop in and take a look.
Oh, he's from London, not from India. He spent 3 months. Oh, okay. I have to find this guy, but we'll talk about that. But I just want to mention something before I let you go. I
Okay.
want to thank you, honestly, for being so supportive. You've always been very supportive to me and to all of us at Compound. But like after everything happened and throughout the process of like Compound dissolving, everybody finding their way,
Mhm.
you are like a rock, Erock, if you will. Like I know if I call you, if I text you, don't roll your eyes. It's my speech, and I'll fuck it up if I want to. I'll make it corny if I want to, and I'll cry if I want to, because
Okay.
you just are always there. Like I know that you're gonna call back, text back, help, give advice, show up on the live stream that nobody cares about, not even my mother, and like just give your best, even when you're yawning. So all joking on
It's
aside,
not about
it
you.
is
It's just been a day. That's all.
I do it. Like you've been with a kid the whole day and kid doesn't go to school. It's a lot. Like my sister would probably fall asleep like with the kid. So I admire
Yeah.
you for being awake. But in general, like to all of us, you've been like really, really important in this whole process. So thank you for that.
Well, I'm glad to help you. Hopefully,
Aw.
one of you will find success at some point, and then I can say I knew you when.
No, that is what I'm counting for you. I mean, you are Erock, but I'm expecting some like, you know, high gigs for you soon. So just don't
Well,
forget
we'll
me.
see.
That's pretty much it.
Talk to you. We'll
And
see.
should I have Opie on? Imagine.
You could try. He'll just say your show's boring or he's never heard of you or whatever.
Oh,
Isn't that what he
yeah.
said about Chrissy? Right? When Chrissy
Something to
tried
that extent. And Chrissy, who has like a huge following, he's a jerk. Whatever.
Yeah.
We've established that. Luby the fangirl is gonna go to sleep.
Okay.
Last Sunday was one of the coolest moments in past to 11 years. When was Anthony fired? 2014.
2014. Yeah.
Yeah.
11 years.
So I'm just gonna probably rewatch it again. Is that okay with you?
That's fine. It's better than watching the dumb housewives and other nonsense that you watch.
I'll be watching that as well. I'll repeat
Course you
as well.
I see your Instagram stories where you're just screaming about people. I have no idea what this is even about. So, um,
This is why I need a man, Erock. This is why I need a man. I have to redirect all of this energy.
right. I'll see what I can do. I'll look around and see what's available for you. All right.
Okay. My
All right.
matchmaker. Alrighty. Love you, Erock. Have a good
It's
night,
Eric
everybody.
Daigle across the board, all the social medias. You can find my show on iHeartRadio, Apple, Spotify, all those places. And if you want to watch us live, we have 2 live rooms every time we're on doing the show on Twitch and on YouTube. And if you just want to watch the produced versions of the show, all up on our YouTube channel.
Awesome.
On,
And when is your next show?
this
When is
thing.
your next show?
We're live as we're doing this. So we're live tomorrow night, and then it goes out on iHeart Friday morning.
Beautiful. And you will be covering a lot of like topics.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Is it like
tomorrow?
pop culture-y? What are you talking about tomorrow?
I
know
hate
you
the
will.
term pop culture because everybody calls their show that or says that's what and it's lost all meaning. And I just haven't found a better way to
There
do
is no better way.
to
There is
describe.
no. I'm telling you.
There's going to be a better term to talk about this stuff, but like all the venom and vitriol that people have towards politics and policies and racial issues and all those things, I take that and I use that same energy and complain about the new season of Doctor Who, how terrible the Harry Potter cookie line is, those kind of things. That's where my my frustrations and my voice gets heard for things that really don't matter, but I think they should. And I enjoy that. So a lot of people either love it or they don't get it.
For a while. You've been
The what?
complaining about Doctor Who for a while now.
Yeah, it's still
You've
getting
been
worse. It
pissed
just
for a
came back,
while.
and I haven't watched the new episode of the new season yet, but it's terrible. So we'll
Shit.
get into that another time.
Another time. So yes, bunch of interesting stuff. Tune in tomorrow and watch and listen to Erock. I love you. Good night.
Good night.
What am I doing?
You had hit the end button.
What? I'm kidding. I know what I'm doing this time.